Wednesday to you. Today I'm going to give you an update on the products that I'm using up. If this is your first time seeing a video like this from me, I do these updates every 3 months. I am constantly trying to work through different products in my collection. Not so much blushes and eyeshadows because let's be real, but I always have products that I'm trying to work through just to, use up my stash. Before I get into that, very quickly I want to say, so sorry for the confusion on the video where I mentioned the blush and lip lava collaboration that I'm doing with Camp Cosmetics. I said that it was available on July 6th. I think that's wishful thinking as I look outside at my snow-covered lawn. The pre-orders released today on Tuesday, January 6th. Again, it sells for $38. It is a blush and the lip lava, both. I'll have the information listed below. So sorry for the confusion on that. Good gravy game. All right, so let us get into the products that I am trying to work through. I have them here before me, and we're just going to go through the list that I had. I always listed below, so you can check that out. And any of my other products I'm using up videos, I'll have listed below for you as well. So the first thing was the Maybelline Define-A-Brow, and I am still working through this. I don't know how much there is left in it. Keeps going, but I pretty much have been using it to kind of give just a little bit more dimension and deepness to my brows since I got my hair colored. And I don't know how to, it's not gone yet. I don't know how to tell you because if you twist it up, you can't twist it back down, but I am still working through that, and so that is still in my list. The next thing was the Catrice eyebrow pencil in Date with Ashton, which is down to this much. I love this brow pencil. You can't get this in the States. You can only get, I think, in like Austria, Switzerland maybe. I don't know, wherever Catrice products are sold. Germany, I think. I really love this. I have, other brow pencils that I can use after I'm done with this one, but I will be sad when this is gone, but I am continuing to work through that. And the next one I had on there is the Schumacher hard pencil. I mean, am I ever going to be through this? Never. I just don't use it as much. I used to swear by that one, but I don't know. The color just isn't dark enough for me now or something. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so the next thing we have on here is some eyeliners. And I had what's the first one? The Avon Super Shock, which I got this from a friend in Ireland. You can see I am just about done with this one. I really like this one for upper lash line and smudging out. It smudges very, very, very well, and then once it sets, it sets. I don't like this for the waterline, upper or lower. I find that it transfers and kind of gives me inner corner gunk, so that is not my favorite for that. The one that I was supposed to be using for my upper waterline and lower waterline is the Chanel Stilo in a Bean, which is number 10. There is still plenty in here. I did go through some of it, but there is still plenty in there. The Marc Jacobs gel liner in the, this one that I got in the kit. I can't stop using it because it's the best black eyeliner for waterline, top and bottom, I have ever used in my entire life. The best. And so it's really causing me issues because I don't want to use the other one. It's much blacker than the Chanel one. I have to look at cost-wise, I don't know, but it's easier to use. The Chanel one is a much drier formula, which helps it to stay, but the Marc Jacobs one is just far and away so much better. I did have the Chanel Stilo in Espresso on that list. I have used that up and shown that in empties, so that's good. And then the last thing I had is and this I forgot to show in my empties. I had it sitting out to do this video, so I'll put it in my empties now. The Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, I did use that all up. Woohoo! Pretty excited about that. I do like the Mineral Veil. It's a product I've used for years. This is the point at which I say whether I would repurchase it or not. And I don't know. Plus I have I think at least one other one in my backstash. So I don't know. I would say at this point, no, I have other finishing powders that I prefer better. So next on my list was the Guerlain Lingerie de Peau BB Cream. You guys know that I used that up and showed it in an empties. I really love that stuff. That is good. That is good stuff. And then the Too Faced Endless Summer Bronzer, I just showed that in an empties a couple of videos back. I used that up aside from what was around the edges. And actually maybe that was just on Saturday. So I just, when putting my brush into it, I don't want to take the chance of damaging a brush by trying to finish up what's around the corners of a product. So I called it a day. Then the last thing on the list of products that I was trying to work through is Hourglass Whisper. And I am really getting there. It's almost gone. Can you guys see how? Almost gone. And the only reason it's not gone is that I really have been wearing a lot more deeper lips lately. But I will say that I have enjoyed, I'm going to give this a mention, to make this a little bit deeper. I've been using MAC Soar lip liner. I just thought I would show you what it looks like right here. And then the Whisper over it. And I really have liked that. It's a good, still kind of everyday look. But just, you know, added a little depth to the product. Okay, so those were the things that were still on there. Things that I added last quarter, or 3 months ago, was the Merle eyeshadow primer. I'm really trying to work through my face and eye primers that I have in my stash and not purchase anymore. So I am doing really well on this. You can see that there's a good amount left in there, but I'm doing very well with that. So I think I just patted myself on the back there. And I don't think I've used anything but this since then. This is a really good value and it's a great product. The Jordana 12-Hour Made to Last in Continuous Almond. I've heard this has been discontinued. Is that a true statement? Somebody let me know. I'm working through this. I really like this. I still like MAC Painterly Pot a little bit better. Painterly Pot a little bit better because this can be just a tad drying. My eyelids are oily on my main lid and then it can be a little dry up on my brow bone. I'm a freak of nature, what can I say? But so this does work. I just have to be careful to make sure I don't apply too much. But this is really nice. If you can still get this, or if you have this in your stash, pull it out and use it. It's very nice. When I do have a Painterly paint pot ready to go when this is gone. But for those of you that might be new, I use a combo on my eyes. I always use a primer and then something like this over the top of it, and that works for me to keep my eyeshadows from creasing. All right. The next thing I had on the list was the Hourglass Veil Primer sample sizes. I went through one of those and showed that in an empty. And then the other one I stuck in my kit for the occasions when I do other people's makeup, particularly like my friend Chris on that sort of thing. She's a little bit more oily skin. So I will use the Veil Primer in the summer months, but I don't like it as much in the winter months. So that's kind of where that's at. And then I had the Tarte Clean, and I had said when I pulled out these primers that I would use them, and if they didn't work for me, I would pass them on, and if they did, I would use them up. So this is the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless 12-Hour Perfecting Primer. If you have oily skin, I think you would love this. I have dry skin, so I do not love this. However, right here and here where if I have some pores that are a little bit, you know, bigger, they are kind of, I guess, right here. So I've been using this a little bit, you know, here and here, and I am working through it. It's going to take me forever because I'm not using much of it and only in those two places. Here and here, which I've said like 5 times now. All right, the Tarte Recreate Silicone-Free Primer. Used that up, liked it, showed it in an empties, and I believe it's been discontinued. The next thing that I had on here was the Rouge Bunny Rouge Time Defying Foundation in Quinoa Cream. And I will show you. I showed the bottle in my empties in the last video. And this is all that I have left of that. So I'm pretty happy with that. And the Smashbox Halo Powder and Light, I used the rest of that up. And I think that was either 2 empties ago. I think it was 2 empties videos ago. So I have used that up. All right, so that is everything that I've used up. I will continue to, everything that's on the list stays on the list, and I will show you some things that I have added in. Let's do a concealer first. You guys know that I swear by my MAC Pro Longwear concealer, and that will continue to be my favorite concealer. I did, as I'm showing what I'm wanting to use up, I did order the Estee Lauder Double Wear concealer to try and see what I think about that, but at any rate. The one that I'm putting in here is the CoverGirl, the Depuffer Eye Concealer. I do really like this. I talked about it a couple of times. I don't think it conceals quite as well as the MAC Pro Longwear, and this does crease a little bit, or, you know, goes into, not crease, it goes into my fine lines and wrinkles a little bit. Usually with this one, I can put it in there, go do something else, come back, and just kind of smooth out where it's collected, and then it doesn't do that again. So I can work with it, and I want to work through this, so that is going on the list. And I do have a couple of eyeliners that one that I started to started to work through when I use up my Chanel in brown, and this is the Kat Von D. I had a couple of these from palettes that I want to try to work through. So this is the one in Immortal Love, which is the brown one. So I've added that one in. And I'm adding this one in for when the Avon Super Shock is gone, and that's the Kat Von D in Puro Amor, P-U-R-O-A-M-O-R, A-M-O-R. Also like this one, don't like it in the waterline so much, but I will use it to smudge out. I think I have 2 of these because of different palettes, so anyway, I've added that in. Foundation. I just grabbed one because I don't have any at this point that are kind of like halfway through or something like that that I want. So this one, I shook it up a little bit so you can't really tell. I think it's maybe down to here. This is the Revlon Color Stay in Normal to Dry Skin. I've had this for quite a while. So I will start working through that one. I have a couple of foundation reviews that I want to do for you. The Ready Set Gorgeous from CoverGirl. I'm going to be doing that one in a couple of weeks with Kristin. And I have the Dream Lumi, something Lumi, the True Match Lumi, that's what it is, the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. So those ones I want to do some reviews on. So I don't know how far I will get on this because I still want to continue to give you guys foundation reviews, but I want to have one in there that I'm working on. And then primers. As I said, I'm working through not only my eyeshadow primers, but my face primers. So I have, do I just have 2 of these? No, I have 3 of these. Now I don't know which one I started using. But the Laura Mercier Radiance Primer, I have 3 of these deluxe. So we're going to be working on that. I have this one, which I don't think this is a full size either. It's 1 ounce. I don't know. And I don't know where this came from. I think I maybe got it in a kit. It's just the Foundation Primer Mineral from Laura Mercier. So we're going to see about that. And again, I have been using the Radiance and I like it. So for sure I will work through these 3. If I don't like this one, then I will pass it on. I have 2 of these Benefit That Gal Brightening Face Primers, little sample sizes. So those are in there as well. And the other sample one I have in is the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating. So I might try that one actually sooner rather than later. And then I do have 2 full-size ones. So this is kind of a what's in my stash. And these are all the primers I have except for the Embryolisse Lacre Concentrate, which is kind of a primer, kind of not. That's how I use it. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. So this is the last one of these that I had. This is the Guerlain Lasor primer. By the time I figure out how to say it, it'll be gone. There's just a little bit left of this. I'm just kind of using it sparingly, but I have had it, or it's been, you know, it was not this past summer, but the summer before. So it's getting to the point where it needs to be used up. And then the other one that I have, this was actually a subscriber and friend, Barb, sent this to me. This is the Tom Ford Illuminating Primer. And I want to use this one up before it goes bad as well. So that's a lot of primer. And then the very last thing that I have in here is I wanted to stick another powder in here, face powder, or that I use over top of my foundation. And that's the Burberry. I've been talking about this one a lot. I really love this. I've totally fallen in love with it, and I now have a backup of it. So this is the Sheer Foundation Trench 01 Luminous Compact, whatever. It's the Burberry Powder Foundation. In 01. So that is the powder that I'm putting in here to go through. And I think that is everything. Okay, so on my face today, I do have the Rouge Bunny Rouge foundation, and then I have the Burberry powder over the top of that. And I have my blush combos are really getting boring. This Camp Cosmetics Shishi and Nouveau combined together. It's just a really good combo. I'm really enjoying it. And then on my eyes, I have the Rouge Bunny Rouge. Actually, I got this from Haute Look. And this is an Umber Firefinch. I have this all over my lid. And I have it beneath my lower lash line, almost kind of a one shadow look. And then I just used a little bit of MAC Quarry in the crease and the Avon Super Shock liner over the, on my upper lash line. And then I took this same shade on a smudge brush and I smudged out the black liner with this same shade. So it's kind of like a one shadow look, except for a little bit of Quarry. And a little bit of Blanc type up top, of course. But on my lips, I have the MAC lip liner in Currant. And over the top of that, I have the Bite Beauty in Scarlet. And that, my friends, is it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!